Here we have it, guys, the finals from the Oklahoma Netrunner Regional in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Covenant Store. I'm Steven. Hi, Robert.
What?
I didn't give you a chance.
I don't get to say anything.
I'm trying to switch it up so you guys don't know our routine. We got Sam Suied on the right, who just won the first game of the finals. Sasha was undefeated going into this final round and was defeated. So Sam had to beat Sasha twice in order to make this finals game his. And he has done the first part of that. He has not done the second, which is this second game, the final game here. We're going to have to see if Sam can do it. He's been on a long journey through the bracket. Sasha looked a little soft that first finals game, I'll be honest with you, Robert.
Just a bit.
Seemed a little on his heels, seemed a little not engaged. Now you can see the difference, though. He seems to be quite focused.
Tokens are crisp,
and,
nicely arranged.
And is ready to go. He's got a real plethora of different tokens there. And running an HP Fast Advance deck versus Sam's Andromeda deck. And he starts out with a green level clearance. And we're going to see if he can seal this thing up. Ooh, another green level clearance for another draw. And now whether the ice goes on R&D or HQ will determine everything about how those green levels went. And it goes on HQ, which means agendas were drawn.
That's a fact.
Desperado for Sam, always a great opening,
Yes,
especially with R&D, just wide open.
Wide open. Whoa.
Dirty Laundry R&D, excellent.
Laundry.
Sees a hedge fund, but gains 6 credits, 5 for Dirty Laundry and 1 for Desperado.
And that's up to 6.
That's great. He's going to play a data sucker. Probably should have done that first.
Yeah.
But
who knows?
You know how it goes. Sometimes
Yeah.
you hit an agenda and want to run again. You won't have the actions if you play that sucker.
It's true.
Katie gets out. Boy, you've seen the 3 probably most important cards in that Andy deck are right there. Just really the staples of this deck. And Sasha's drawing for his first action.
The initial tools are in place.
And now having to really consider, I can't believe we've gone this far, that we get to the finals. Sasha having to take essentially an hour and a half, 2-hour break while that loser's bracket resolves through the double elimination. And then you could tell coming into that first finals match, he just seemed out of his game. I've certainly seen Sasha play a lot, and it just wasn't what I was used to seeing. And Sam just been on point for the entire
He was
tournament.
a machine, let's be honest.
He's been playing non-stop since this bracket has started, and so he's fresh, he's ready, and both these players looking very intense, looking like they know exactly what they need to do. And it's a showdown like I have never seen before. Wall of Static.
I have never seen.
Gonna keep Sam out. And of course, Sasha has to worry about the account siphon here. Now, what we know that the players here don't is that Sam actually cut account siphon from the deck.
Whoa!
Before coming to this tournament, said it just wasn't doing much for him.
Whoa.
And if anyone loves to hear that, it's me. Because that is a very controversial card, and the truth of the matter is that it just isn't as important in game breaking as a lot of people think it is. As someone who has caned it over and over with Anarch,
You heard it here first.
and now doesn't do that anymore because it just doesn't work anymore. I'm glad to hear that different conclusions are being reached by different people. That's a good card. That's great design is what that is. But Sam, that card not really doing much for him, and I'd have to agree. Coming into this meta, this tournament, a lot of asset economy, a lot of anti-siphon stuff.
It's true. Yeah.
So you just cut it from the deck.
I don't need this.
And Eli over R&D here. Gonna bounce Sam. He's gonna check the remote. Sees an Eve.
Hello,
Eve is kept.
Eve.
And we got one more action coming. Same old thing, and Katie money.
For the future. Today.
Sasha drawing his mandatory card there. And probably likes to see an agenda by now.
Gotta start scoring some stuff.
Hasn't score one out. He likes to run this deck really fast. Put the
Yeah.
pressure on, especially as Andy's getting set up. Katie is kind of disappointing already with 6 on. Got 2 data sucker tokens. Desperado is out. And now it's just a matter of breakers, and then this game gets really difficult. Establishing a new remote. Gonna gain a credit.
Ooh, there it is.
Installing the new remote. And gaining a credit. This is such a risky play. You just have to wonder what is behind that.
What you got over there?
Inside job is all over this hand. He's not going to res, so it must not matter too much. And it looks like an ADONIS campaign.
Another campaign there.
And it's going to trash the ADONIS. And you got to love that exchange for Sasha. Even though you have to do it on Sam's end, it is a good exchange for the Corp.
You just gotta do it.
Yeah, just got to do it. Install Kuroda, click Katie. Sam's setting up some serious fundamentals here.
Yep, he's ready for whatever comes.
HQ and R&D look to be pretty open now, depending on what that ice is over HQ.
Yep.
R&D, I think, is the bigger concern here. That gets in the data suckers. That gets into R&D lock. And of course, any kind of fast advanced deck dreads having its R&D controlled. And we saw Sam do this really effectively in Game 13 against Al. So we know that he's capable, we know he's splashing R&D interface, and he's just playing old school Netrunner control here. And I think Sasha just needs to get going before that gets set up, or it's going to be so difficult for him. He's going to install another rung of ice there, breaking even on his ability.
There it is.
Install, gain a credit. So now, very interesting server here. I think he's daring Sam to try to get in here.
I switched these.
I dare ya.
Yeah,
Double dog dare ya.
And Sasha making sure that Sam understands that those servers were switched, which is totally fine if both players are cool with it. He's going to legwork the hand here, kind of try to force that res. I love this play by Sam. Let me tell you why. He's probably putting Sasha in a position where if he reses that ice over HQ, he can't then res both ice over that remote.
Nice.
But you can't really eat a legwork either. And INAZUMA comes in. Amazing piece of ice. Cannot break subroutines on that wall of static, and cannot jack out until after encountering the wall of static, which doesn't matter.
That's huge.
Long story short, that this is a 5-strength code gate that now has to be dealt with anytime he wants to get an HQ. And this is
Fantastic.
one of Sasha's really just brilliant meta calls coming into this tournament. That ice, I know I watched, it did so much work for him that day. And I'm just really applauding his decision to run that, especially whenever it really wasn't getting the appreciation that it probably should have whenever it came out of Honor and Profit. So Sasha treading new ground here. Mandatory draw, and then he's going to 3 to get out.
Boom.
And Gia hands.
Gia hands.
Only 1 point, but that's going to be a great piece of economy for Sasha.
Yep. Good backup plan.
I don't know which one I want better. I don't know if I want a beta test here instead. I don't know if you can even risk triggering it without a Jackson out, honestly.
It's true. Yeah, people don't do it as much as they used to.
Sam taking a peek on R&D, going to trash a Sand naked there.
See ya.
That's a lot of money in the pipe. Sam clicking Katie here.
Click, click.
Back over to Sasha. Drawing his mandatory card. And HQ is shut down. Nothing to do there until Yogg comes out.
Yep.
And R&D really expensive to get through, and going to install Gila, the classic HB play for 4 credits.
Excellent.
Only 3 because he installed over that Eli, but still just a huge amount of economy for that play. You get an install and then tons of credits, man. That's just excellent.
It's the best thing ever.
And there's a Jackson Howard that gets to be kept, and that's a
Wow.
hard keep, honestly.
I'm
For a deck
surprised.
like this HP Fast Advantage, it's just very hard to give him access to 2 cards a turn.
Uh-huh.
Hard to spend 3 on it too, though, so you know, just the way things
gotta
go.
Make your choice. What's it gonna be?
Maybe hoping that Sasha will spend an action to put it out, and then we'll go trash it. Or might just not care too much.
You might not. Well, why would you?
Well,
Well,
a lot of reasons.
because reasons. That's all you
It's
need to
2
know.
cards a turn and agenda protection, basically.
Protection.
Sasha really taking a look at this.
It's time to contemplate, to reflect. Where does the game go from here?
Where does it go from here? I don't know. I'm really quite interested in that guard out there. You know, we saw a blind remote out there, just face down remote with 1 piece of ice. It did stuff the inside job, so Sasha could have potentially scored out of that earlier when he threw that Adonis down, but what a risky business to be in.
It's true, yeah. Risk of business.
And we've seen a lot of play here for a 1-0 game.
But then again, they've been playing for the better part of almost 12 hours, if not more now.
There's been a lot of games.
Yeah, a lot of games. So, gotta make sure that your plans are solid, reliable,
Install,
worthy.
gain a credit, advance, and hedge fund.
Get
The
some
grand
money.
question, is it NAPD?
I started at 5.
Yeah.
What do you
Probably
think?
yes. Is it efficiency committee? You can't let him have efficiency.
Whew. Man,
Oh,
can you imagine?
man.
Yikes.
But can he get in, basically, is the question.
He's got to try.
There's Crypsis. That will certainly help.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will, Kent.
Counter on Crypsis and run.
Here we
Counter
go.
Crypsis is going to go ahead and run, so at least he's going to gut check him into rezzing this ice. Crypsis with not a whole lot of money behind him, but probably enough, and it all depends. Boy, INAZUMA here looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Oh,
Fantastic.
baby.
Called it. Bonus points for
Lower
you.
his strength by a whole bundle.
There's just no way now.
And the real question is, if that's an APD, this is going to be a complete choke.
Yep.
2 for subroutines. Continue. I lose this. Pay
And then he
3.
paid 2 to break both subroutines. Honestly, he could have only paid 1, I think, there.
Access.
Didn't much plan on jacking out, but it is an APD.
NAPD.
That is amazing. Amazing.
Well played.
All those credits drained for nothing.
Mm-hmm. Sad, sad day.
Sasha now looking to be in a better position. Does he want to go ahead and churn that NAPD out? Or does he want to say, well, if you want to pay spin to get a Crypsis again, counter him up, try to get him in there, and then pay 4 to steal? It's like,
man,
the tempo there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think that NAPD is really that threatened right now. There's no real rush here.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think, seeing about a biotic into maybe an accelerated beta test or something.
Yep.
And gonna res Eve campaign.
There you go.
And get some back.
Mandatory draw. Use the remainder 3. Score out NAPD.
Okay.
And scoring out the NAPD.
Perfect.
So Sasha decided to go ahead and get those points while they're there.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad choice. You never know. Anything, even just a basic stim hack or something, could screw these plans up.
Yeah. Watch out for that stim.
3 run archives.
So security testing. Gonna run archives. And 4 for Katie Jones.
Excellent.
And Sam builds these really good runner machines, that just have a lot of great triggers on runs. Really like seeing these decks in action.
Yep.
Are you looking for some?
Damn, you're good.
And Sasha gaining 2. Probably should have geared there, I'll be honest.
And then...
And then installing something probably over archives.
Wait for it.
Gotta shut down that security testing as best you can.
Boom. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, we gained 2 for Eve, I'm sorry. So the actions were 2 Gia and then 1 over archives.
There you go.
And look at how quick he bounces to 6 credits.
2 run Eve campaign, gain 3. Okay. Quick 3 run Eve campaign, trash it. Sure.
Oh man, security testing Eve campaign. First click, run it, gain 3. Second, run it and trash it. Desperado security testing, just a great deal here.
Very nice. Good combo.
Just an easy mark,
Yeah.
Crazy.
I love it. Just like chicken tetrazzini. Ooh, a new remote.
Sasha installing into that remote. Tough call here. What is it? Is that a bluff? Sasha's a wily dude,
He is.
You gotta know that, having played him a few times in this tournament. Sam at this point kind of knows the psychology a little bit.
Quick 1,
Security testing over there on archives.
Okay.
And it's a quandary for 1.
Quick 2 run. Quick 2 draw a card.
Click 2, gonna draw a card. And now money's a little tight. Still has KD
Yeah.
access.
Money off.
But really,
There it
really
is.
can't. Yeah, can't get in that. Can't get in that remote.
Damn.
So Sasha can probably sneak one out here if he had the cojones to put it down.
That's true. But we all know how that turned out.
And now he's gonna decide, looking through archives, deciding how he's gonna make this happen.
Gotta make a choice.
Yeah, there's a lot of choices to be made here. Probably, this is that weird position where if you tried to bluff that remote out this last turn, you're thinking to yourself, I should have just put that agenda down. And sometimes you get in those weird psychological battles with yourself where it's like, why didn't I just put that agenda? But you just never know. The runner's usually way more capable of getting in than you could ever imagine.
That's true. That's very true. It surprises you sometimes, honestly.
It's very surprising sometimes, and
Wait, how'd you do that?
that is the mark of good player.
And a good runner.
A good runner, a good corp. There's always this kind of give and take that's not really on the board. It's more, was that a bluff, was it not? And you just, when you get involved in that world of Netrunner, it gets
Yeah.
pretty wild.
It's wild, crazy stuff. It's Netrunner.
Sasha really considering his options here.
Yeah, you got to deliberate. It's all or nothing right now. All the tuna.
Playing a very tight game here. Both players just really making what I feel are the correct decisions. Although there are many. The ones that I like certainly are
they're
there.
happening. Yeah.
And security testing an interesting card for me. I've never.
Paying 1, Gila.
A lot of players really love it. 1 to install, usually costs 2, but he's getting 1 back,
Mm-hmm.
and then Gia hands. Sam installing Mr. Lee. Gonna dig a little bit. Just try to build this up.
There we go.
Boy, HB in a really great spot here. R&D is well protected. Certainly probably has a biotic in hand. Could be a Sansan over there on the remote. Just looks really good.
And last click, Katie, go ahead.
Mr. Lee and Katie. So the team is working.
Mandatory.
They have a good working relationship.
Mandatory draw for Sasha, and I think he's looking for agendas at this point. Really would like to
Yeah.
see him.
Gotta start scoring something.
These INAZUMAs are really just a problem for this breaker suite that Sam has. I know he's into Yogg here, and that could be a real issue.
Ooh.
Install and Gia hands, and man, it's doing so much work here.
Yeah, it is.
I can't even properly describe to you how much money. But that does open up security testing.
That's
So
true.
that's going to be
yeah.
3 credits.
Here we go, checking.
Jackson's going to be used here.
Jackson.
And I believe that shuts that server down. So I don't think he'll get security testing credits there. I don't know if he already did, but it does fizzle the server, so there's not a successful or unsuccessful run. It just stops.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a nice little nuanced rule
Have
there.
a server disappear on you like that.
Yeah. Well, it was there a moment ago. I swear. You get nothing.
And as I said, security testing a really weird card. Sometimes it's great, but like in a situation like this, it's not getting you anything.
Yeah.
It puts a little pressure on remotes, so you can't really throw assets out there like that unless they're Jackson, as Sasha just did. 3 is going to be special order for Yogg, looks like.
Yogging around.
And they're going to install it.
So now he can start doing some work.
Mandatory draw. Sure.
Mandatory draw over there. And now we wait.
Wait, what will his choice be post-cut? Here's the cut. Now the choice.
Installs the Yogg and then hits archives, I see, for the Desperado data sucker. Yep. That's good stuff.
Wild, crazy stuff. All right.
3-0. Still a very tight game here.
Yeah.
Those INAZUMAs just beautifully placed.
Really just shutting those servers right down. Nice and promptly. What do you think is at the end of that remote over there? Oh, we're about to see. It's a Jackson.
Using Jackson. Okay, so starting off the turn.
I'm coming for you, Howard. Grabbing which
I'm going to throw some cards in there.
it's on 3 other cameras.
A lot of asset economies, various other things.
Pause for a second. Yeah. Who knew?
All right, so now Sasha having to, I believe, start his turn.
Install. Gain a credit.
Installing, getting a credit.
Advance. And let's do
Nice.
this and pay 2.
Advance, and then something over the top there. It's a
Shields
very
up.
difficult server.
Yeah.
Security testing on archives.
Gain.
Click run on archives is going to gain him 3 credits and a data sucker token. That is just efficiency.
That's great.
And we're back to security testing being amazing.
Special order, mimic.
He's got some money to do
mimic.
some proper work now, too.
Special order here. Going to search for Mimic and then install it for his 3rd click.
Excellent.
So that's.
I'm
one,
at 2
2,
credits.
3. That was click 3.
Yes.
Yeah. So your last click.
Yep.
And then he's got 1 click left, which is exactly what you want to see with 2 credits. Unless Sam's packing a stim hack here, I don't think he can threaten anything over there. He gets their INAZUMA for free.
How
He gets
frequent-
their guard for 1, so at least he does put pressure on Sasha to res that ice up top.
Keep the trend going.
Do you see a lot of stim hacks these days?
Run here.
You know, it's way less than it used to be. And so now, yeah, Sasha, if that's a guard, it's bad. INAZUMA is not terrible here.
Yeah.
That'd be okay.
Just got to break them both.
Yes.
That's what that is.
No res.
Could be a lot of things. Oh, no res.
That's
Wow.
Could be an NAPD here, though.
1, gain it back. Access NAPD.
It is.
Alright.
And it is NAPD. Oh, my
Dang.
gosh.
All right.
Go ahead.
That
you
is
have-
killer.
You have to check it, but man, just a little shy on credits.
Yep.
And Sasha scoring NAPD out. Talk about an agenda that has changed this game.
Yeah, it really has.
Oh man, giving a little more power to the corpse here, which I think was needed.
Mm-hmm.
And just a nice little control element. Well played by Sasha, well played by Sam there. And money, money, money. It just runs the world.
3, same old thing, legwork.
Same old thing into the hand. Gonna legwork that
2
hand.
tokens and 2 credits, and then I gain a
2 tokens, 2 credits,
and
gain a credit back and a data sucker token. I love this.
Very efficient.
And he's gonna access 3
Should be at
cards.
3 credit. I'm kidding.
3 credits and then Desperado.
I'm saying, I wish you. I can't get the full thought out right now.
There's an NAPD in here. That's what
And there's a hedge fund,
Fundin'.
a biotic labor,
Alright, and last click, Katie.
and a roto turret. And it looks like no agendas were in hand there.
Wow.
But it's a decent shot to take, honestly.
You got to, if you have the chance.
Green level clearance, gonna draw and gain some credits. And we know that biotic is in hand, so at this point, starting the turn with an agenda in hand or drawing into one for your mandatory draw is the game.
That's right. Just got to wait for it.
Unless it's that NAPD.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen any beta tests, we haven't seen any Vitruvius. You just know those things are waiting to come down the pipe. R&D has been untouched the entire game.
Yeah. Is that something you feel like you can get away with, or is that a mistake long term?
You know,
Incriminating looks for me. all
it
the time.
that's the beauty of Netrunner, right? You don't know.
You don't know.
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. But it's really hard to let an HB deck like this run away with an untouched R&D. That's just difficult. I don't know that there's anything Sam could have done better. I think Sasha put a lot of tempo, a lot of pressure on here. Forced him into remotes, forced him into assets. And running archives and seeing a roto turret.
Archives.
Gain 3 back. And
So he pays 2, gains 3, so he's nets 1 and a sucker token. So it's not awful.
Like a free Desperado round.
Yeah.
We need
And now he's taking a peek. Where's he going to go?
Taking Katie out.
Katie?
There it is. Making a withdraw.
RDI?
R&D
Ooh.
interface.
Here we
And
go.
he's running R&D.
First time.
And the good thing about this run is that
You heard us talking.
if Sasha reses the ice here, which he probably will, although he's on 0 points, he probably doesn't care even if you score 2. But then again, if it's on top, you don't get to score those points and win the game.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very hard to think about. But if Sasha reses those ice, then he can't then biotic out an agenda next turn. More than likely. So that's very important.
Keep it.
Keep it and score the beta test.
Beta.
And I have the biotic and the beta test.
But Sasha has biotic
Boom.
beta test in hand. He's been holding it for a while.
GG.
Excellent game.
Nice.
That is the final. So Sasha loses the first finals match to Sam and then pulls it out with his corp there at the end. Huge congrats to these guys. You hear the applause in the background.
Great tournament.
Great tournament. 46 players entered, and
Big
Sasha leaves the undisputed champion. Congrats to Sam. Congrats to everyone from all over. Just a great event.
Near
Thank
and
you
far.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for showing up. If you showed up, thank you for watching. If you're here on YouTube, checking it out. And for those players who are new to Netrunner, check this game out. It is fantastic. Core sets abound, so you can find those on our store if you want to start playing. If you need some data tokens, then we got those too.
We can hook you up.
And if you're thinking about coming to a regional tournament at any point for Netrunner or going to a Gen Con or a Worlds, do it. It is one of the greatest experiences you will have, and you'll get to meet a lot of folks who are not intimidating, I swear. Everyone's very nice.
They're very nice people.
Very cool people, one of our favorite communities. So thank you guys. Thank you, Netrunner players, for keeping it positive and keeping it awesome. And we're going to catch you guys on more Netrunner coverage. We will have stuff coming from Gen Con 2014, so stay tuned.
Peace.